And I'm glad that those who are engaging in political sport, I'm glad that they should focus on us and leave our officers who are doing their job, because the rest of us are ready to take the bullet as long as they don't touch the Inspector General and the police officers in the work they are doing. I know it's very easy for people to sit in their computers and write stories about our police officers. And I see it so often. It is easy for people to write these things. I wish really would carry some of these journalists and the editors and the bloggers to just go and stay in Elwak, not for the whole day, for a half day in Elwak, half day, not the whole day. I wish, and I'm ready. I want to request all the journalists who are writing very nice stories about us in Nairobi, I will give you transport for free. And fly a good number of journalists to Elwak, and I want them to sleep there for a week, just to enjoy and relax and interact with the local people. For your information, there are police officers there. Yeah, so it is not like you are going to be alone. You will be with police officers and also the NPR. I am giving that challenge, and I'm ready to take some of our very good editors who are in Nairobi to Elwak to stay there for a week. And that offer is effective now, so that you can have a very good time reporting about our country. In any case, it's part of our country. And from that experience alone, if you are there for a day or two, you will change your attitude of what you say about police officers and what they do, the sacrifice they make, and the enemy they confront to protect our nation. Not just police officers alone. Just think about the citizens that are in those parts of the country, that are in Kibish, that are in Todonyang, that are in that corner of Liboi, or the last part of Lamu, and just what they go through to make sure that this country is safe. So it's important. It's important for a few of us to travel around our country. We will be a bit more serious when we talk about the security of our country and the welfare of our nation. We are conscious of the fact that in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, actually almost 4 years, we've not been able to hire or recruit new police officers. And that has put a big strain in most of the police stations. People are asking us, why are there 3 people in a police station that, 3 years ago it had about 15 police officers, 2 officers in a place where they had 5 and so forth. And it is because as time goes, if you don't have a plan for annual recruitment, and I think this is something else we need to think about, what is the number that annually we will be making sure that we hire as we progress. I'm glad to announce that in the next financial year, and in a process that will begin from this financial year, in a month or 2, we shall be going out to recruit another lot of 10,000 police officers to make sure that the police service is resourced to enable us to make sure that we are covering the many challenges that our police officers face across the country. Modern equipment is a key cog in our continuous improvement of our policies capacity to combat crime. We therefore need resources to enable us to continue deploying the latest technology to tackle emerging crimes. To enhance the operational capacity of the National Police Service, we have made significant investment in infrastructure and facilities. Just early this month, we commissioned a second batch of the mine-resistant, ambush-protected standard duty vehicles as part of our modernization agenda. The completion of the DCI National Forensic Laboratory and the establishment of national police leadership also underscores our commitment to realizing the successful implementation of this plan. Additionally, we have prioritized the acquisition of modern surveillance tools, protective gear, and advanced communication systems for establishing the Integrated Communication Command and Control Center. The establishment of the Police Peace Support Training Center further strengthens our readiness to provide security internationally through peace missions. We, as a country, still confront the challenges of banditry and the enemy from the neighboring countries. But the work, from where I stand, I am very proud of the work that our police officers do, and we will continue the process of making sure the modernization program that had been started, and Honorable Tongo, you're captured here, is on to make sure that you are equipped enough. We will also make sure that national police reservists, some of whom, a good number of them in Marsabit the other day, we unveiled them, and other parts of the country. We will also equip them, and this training program will also target the national police reservists because they assist us in helping the police at the local level, and we want to make sure that their operating standards are also taken good care of, to make sure that the acts of banditry that are happening in other parts of the country are dealt with. But I'm very happy, I am confident that the work that you have done has changed our country. A few years ago, places like Kipia, particularly like Kipia East and West, people are not occupying their farms. They are back to their farms. In places like Baringo South, the entire Baringo South now is at peace, and people are tilling their farms, and children have gone back to school. We are completing a few schools that were rebuilding, and I'm very happy with the Member of Parliament in that region and the leaders from that region. They're doing a good job. Many parts of border of Marakwet and Baringo, the border of Turkana and West Pokot, we are seeing very, very good progress in terms of peace issues. We have a small challenge that at the one corner of Baringo, and IG, we have agreed on what we need to do in that corner. We have also a small challenge in Samburu, and we will be announcing tomorrow our new strategy in dealing with the question of Samburu and the neighboring counties of Isiolo and Meru there, and some parts of Laikipia North. And I strongly believe that digitization process will help us to firmly deal with corruption, especially when we look at the plans that are underway to introduce instant traffic fines for better traffic management, while we expand our local area network and wide area network infrastructure will ensure seamless and secure data sharing. Additionally, we are in the process of rolling out police body cameras to improve police professionalism and accountability. These areas are extremely important for us to make sure that the National Police Service is accountable, and also this instant traffic service infrastructure is going to help us to also deal with resources raising. I am glad to have served before in the Ministry of Roads and Transport, and one of the things that was missing that time is this partnership between the police, the the transport infrastructure, and I think now, and I have promised the IG that in a week or two, I will convene a roundtable for us now to do an interministerial conversation to roll out the instant fining system. And we will end this issue of many people saying they are being forced to give kitu kidogo on the roads. And I believe that in the process, because there are so many violators of the traffic rules, we shall be in a position also to raise revenue that will help us to implement this strategic plan. So therein lies the money, even though it is seen money, but it's important that it will help us to implement the program that we have. And therefore, I believe that we are on the right path to ensuring that our police service is accountable. In the past, we have depended so much on the personality of the people running the institutions to improve services in those institutions. But little have we invested in the institutions themselves so that there is an institutional culture. If you see what the professor was presenting here, we want to walk towards institutional culture. We want to go to a stage where it is not the person of the minister roaming around the streets and chasing matatus that is being discussed. So that when you become a cabinet secretary, people want to see you running around the roads and getting cheap publicity, quarreling with a driver or quarreling with police officers and, you know, going incognito to a police station and harassing a police officer there and then taking a few pictures. Then you get some publicity, then you are rated that you are the best person, the best minister. That is cheap publicity. What this plan is trying to do is to create a mechanism for us to do things that will not depend on the person who is holding the office at any given time. So that then these issues become part of the institutional culture. There are systems of accountability. There is technology being applied. So that when the IG is not Mr. Kanja, the next IG finds an institution that is running. If that can be achieved in our national police service, we believe that we will have arrived, because instead of depending on the person of the minister, of the PS, of the whatever. And when I was in Rhodes, I said I was not going to replicate what former CS Minister Michuki did. I said it wasn't right for us to see our cabinet secretary running around these roads, stopping matatus and, you know, berating some individuals and so forth. When that person leaves, then the next person, what will they be doing? We need to focus on institutions. And I think the instant finding system and technology is going to be the answer. And I am very passionate that through this strategic plan, we are going to work together to leave a legacy that will outlast myself and all of us here.